The 20 most dangerous moments in the NFL. Big shout out to Red Zone for the video about to react to. Danger!
These are the 20 most dangerous moments in NFL history.
Oh man, it's gonna be a crazy video.
And first, it's the time Sean Taylor tried to end another man's life.
Oh my gosh! Damn, boy! That boy tried to take that man out. And as a quarterback?
Man, this dude's taking shots in the Pro Bowl. At least my man ain't Devontae Adams.
And it was the Pro Bowl.
Almost
Yeah, that's
died
crazy.
and gave the ball away.
Oh my gosh! Damn, brother! Hey, at least he got right up. That was a big ass hit.
Able to come up with it after the Packers pop.
Dang, bro. Jimmy G is really trying to get this man CTE. Speaking of CTE, there's no telling what Antonio Brown will do next.
Oh yeah, the kick in the face. I remember that. Boy! That joint was different, bro.
I don't know why Brown thought he
was that on purpose though. I don't know if he kicked him on purpose, guys. If I'm being honest, I think he just jumped and the motion of his legs did that. I don't know. Go in the comments. What do you think?
had to do that.
Sheesh. Baby's foot just gave this man nightmares for life. But if we're gonna talk about nightmares, then we gotta mention Brandon Cooks. Cause this man was playing in the Super Bowl when all of a sudden, Patriots had other ideas.
That field wide open, Brandon Cooks.
Oh my gosh. That boy ran right into a hit.
Not only did this man's career almost
gosh.
end, but his injury low-key costed his team the Super Bowl. And if you think that's crazy, then you gotta hear about number 16. Cause what if I told you that Nick Chubb's career was almost over before it even began? That's because in 2015, Chubbs was just a sophomore when boom, his left knee buckled.
Brother, excuse my language, Nate, bleep that. Oh my gosh, bro. Brother, you did not prepare me for that, bro. I don't like seeing body parts move in ways they're not supposed to, gang. Brother, oh my gosh. I'm gonna rewind it for y'all, but I'm not looking at that.
Because in 2015, Chubbs was just a sophomore when boom.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm not looking at that.
Boom. His left knee buckled under him, bending in the wrong direction, leaving him with excruciating pain. The next thing we know, Chubb gets carted away and loses his consciousness in the process. His career could have ended right then and there. But instead, his journey would lead him to become one of the league's most unstoppable running backs ever. That was until 8 years later, when history repeated itself.
Ow, bro. Brother. I hate injury videos,
the last thing any Browns fan wants to see, Nick Chubb holding his left leg.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're not going to show it.
Just when this man thought his problems were behind him, scriptwriters had other plans. Which reminds me, Josh Cribbs was well on his way to becoming the greatest return specialist the league had ever seen. Until once again, the scriptwriters had other plans.
Shot at it.
Oh my gosh, his helmet came off, bro.
Ball's out. Oh
wow.
And Josh Cribbs is probably out.
The second hit that comes in, though,
God.
is the one that knocks the helmet off from the right-hand side.
Dang! Somebody remind this dude, he's got a family. And Devontae Adams also nearly said goodbye to his family.
To Adams.
Brother. Damn. Devontae
comes out and they're asking for
y'all
help
keep
right away.
smacking Devontae? Mouthpiece flew out. His mouthpiece flew out, bro. Oh my gosh, brother.
The hit or the fact that Adams played the very next game. But things could have been much worse. Like what happened at our 13th moment.
Prescott, Hearns for the first down.
What happened?
Alan Hearns made the grab, and now Hearns is hurt.
Oh, he's
Hearns,
twitching.
who has been seldom used since the arrival of Amari Cooper, in some pain.
I ain't no doctor, but that doesn't.
Oh my gosh. What the I don't know if I want to react to this mother. I ain't gonna lie, this bit.
Doesn't look fun. Our next moment was the definition of fun until a single moment destroyed an entire team's future.
RGIII, man.
See, in 2012, the Washington Redskins drafted their team's next franchise quarterback, Robert Griffin III.
I told him when I met him too, I said, bro, you know I hated you growing up. Not like literally you as a person, but bro, I'm a Giants fan and I had to watch you every time, 2 times a year, spank us, bro. I literally hated it, bro. And he laughed. It was funny, but shout out to him, bro. But damn.
This dude was one of the best prospects in years and wasted no time dominating the competition. As a rookie, he scored 27 touchdowns, only threw 5 interceptions, and led his team to the playoffs. Between his impressive precision and his deadly speed, this man was unstoppable. And once the playoffs started, fans couldn't have been any more excited until, at a moment's notice, their worst fears turned into reality.
And Robert Griffin III is down on the ground and can't get up. And
then as he goes down,
I feel like honestly this team didn't know how to have him, bro. I feel like now running quarterbacks are a very normal thing, but back then it wasn't that normal. Bro, they had this man playing damn near running back. Obviously he played QB, and they had him at receiver sometimes. Like they was just putting him anywhere, bro. So I think his career, I think he just got ran to the dirt, bro, to be honest. Like Lamar would never go to receiver, bro. They would never do that because they don't want to risk it. But back then there wasn't a lot of rushing quarterbacks. He was like really one of the only ones, like him and Russell Wilson, I think. Shit, like at that point Michael Vick was retired, so I think they just misused him, bro.
but as he's trying to get it here, you see that knee go.
This man really had one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time, just to watch his mobility never be the same again. However, one hit didn't just take away a man's mobility, it ended his career. One neck injury, and it forced this man to retire. But now that we're entering the top 10, the dangerous moments are about to get way scarier. Starting with the time one man fumbled his career away, literally.
Oh my gosh. This is an old clip right here.
As though he's taking a real tough shot.
Man, you hate to see a player go down like that, even if it is the Chicago Bears. Number 9 makes Jet fans even sadder. Heading into the 2023 NFL season.
Yo, I know what they're about to show. I got you in a second.
They hadn't made the playoffs in 13 years, but one trade was about to change their whole future.
Aaron Rodgers is going to the New York Jets. It's official. It is happening, finally, after all this time. We've been waiting for this trade to happen, and now it is. And here are the details of the trade that just came down. The Jets are sending their first-round pick this year, their second-round pick this year.
Wow.
Well, hold on! Big swagoo, hold on.
And I mean, how could you not be pumped? It's one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, and the NFL knew fans would be pumped. So they gave the Jets a league-high 7 primetime games, but none more exciting than the first Monday night of the season, a tribute to 9/11.
I got goosebumps, y'all. When I watched this in person, bro, I was so excited for this. And, bro, the man got injured damn near the first play, bro. Oh, my gosh. I was so hyped watching this. I'm like, I'm a Giants fan, but
yeah, this moment gave fans all the chills. But fans were about to get more chills, only it was for a completely different reason.
Protection breaks down and time runs out. Down goes Rodgers in the sack for Leonard. The former first-round pick of the Bears, and now Rodgers sits down.
Here's a little better look as far as what might have happened for him to go back down to the ground. It's hard to see.
He's coming out of the game.
Hold up, this man played 4 snaps and then missed the rest of the season? These guys really had to survive the rest of the season with Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle as quarterbacks. Yikes. Now that the Jets
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
haven't made the playoffs in 14 years, there was an injury that stole a man's ability to think for the next 14 years.
This burger from the pocket.
That was
Flag
great.
does come in. Went to the head. Lewis Harris is going to be flagged.
However, another player tried to give a man CTE, and it sent both teams into a frenzy.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
Oh, that was a late hit, bro. What you doing?
Flags are down.
Nah, that's crazy.
It was Kiko Alonso who delivered the blow.
Wow.
Flacco's on his feet.
And Harbaugh yelling at Alonso right now. That's not okay. Look, he knows he's going down, and at the end right there, he leans it down.
How are they gonna mess with Joe Flacco like that? While Joe is tough as rocks, another player might be even tougher. See, it was a battle between the Cardinals and the Saints when Rashad Johnson made a routine tackle on Darren Sproles. But this tackle turned out to be anything but routine. After the tackle, Johnson felt an excruciating pain, but my man persevered and stayed in the game. However, eventually the pain became too much to ignore, and bro had to figure out what was wrong. So once he got onto the sidelines, he took off his gloves and nearly fainted. Lo and behold, a top part of his left middle finger was missing. That same day, after playing the whole game, he underwent surgery to have his finger shaved down to the first knuckle. I mean, at this point, does this dude even feel pain? But another moment was so scary that...
Oh, that's sad, bro. Damn, bro lost his finger. Now, that's crazy. Oh, man. But, yo, I want to say something about the Cardinals. When you think of the Cardinals, do you think of, like, Super Bowl? Have they ever won? Like, when's the last time they were actually...
Not even the world's best athlete was immune. That's because Bo Jackson did something that no athlete has. He became the first athlete to make a Pro Bowl and an MLB All-Star game. One day, he'd be climbing fences and hitting dingers, and the next, he'd be on the football field running laps around defenders. His unearthly speed and athleticism made him a household name, and the most unstoppable football player to ever take foot in a video game. But one day, that was all about to change.
Bo Jackson has some room. One man to beat him from behind. Kevin Walker saves another touchdown.
Bo Jackson shaken up a bit, has not gotten to his feet as yet. That was a 34-yard run by Jackson.
This man only made it 4 NFL seasons, but had already etched his name into NFL history. This dude was so talented that he still played professional baseball after that career-ending NFL injury. That said, sometimes...
Wait, so he only played 4 seasons and was that legendary? Imagine if he played like 8 or 10, bro. That's crazy. He probably would have broke all types of records.
Sometimes the most dangerous moments are the moments we needed the most. And for Darren Waller, one dangerous moment made him rethink everything. And it all started with a wedding invitation. That's because when Darren Waller got married to Kelsey Plum, there was one name that never got invited: Josh McDaniels. And it just so happens that McDaniels was the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, and he took things personally.
I remember this. This was so stupid, bro. I think he like revealed his wedding or something like that.
So what did my man do? He traded Waller to the Giants for a 3rd-round pick. And spoiler alert, the Giants suck this year. Not only that, but his wife played for the Las Vegas Aces. This man really shipped his bum to a trash football team and separated him from his wife all over a personal vendetta. Like, that's crazy. But what's even crazier is what happened afterwards. Waller had one of the worst years of his career with less than 600 receiving yards. And fans wondered what was wrong until it suddenly became painfully clear. After an 8-week loss to the Jets, an injury forced Waller to stay back, and so he recorded a music video for a single faith test. But as he was on his way home one day, he started shaking uncontrollably, and Waller had no idea what was going on. So my man tried to sleep it off. Instead, he woke up early the next morning, unable to breathe. The next thing he knew, 911 was on its way, and Waller spent the next 4 days in the hospital. It was at this moment that made Waller realize he had 2 options. He could either sober up or watch his life fall apart. Waller made a tough but necessary choice. It was time to retire and focus on his mental health. Not all dangerous situations.
Wait, but what happened? Sober up? Like, what? Hold on, I gotta look this up. Bro, what? But what happened? Addiction? But what was he addicted to? Damn, bro, this ain't really giving me, you know what I'm saying? Trying to know what happened, bro. Low key. This from 4 days ago. So apparently he was on drugs. Oh, man, yeah. Oh, shoot. Never mind. I see what he was addicted to. I don't even know we could talk about that on YouTube, boy. Hey, prayers for him, man. I hope he gets better, dog, for real.
To have such positive outcomes. When Tua Tagovailoa went down against the Bills, you knew something was up.
Scary, bro.
Throwing off his back foot with the rush in his face there. Tagovailoa suffered some type of an injury on this play.
Yeah. Wow. Does this dude look okay? Probably not. The Dolphins ignored all the red flags of a concussion and threw him right back into the game for the second half. And this time, the Dolphins survived a bullet. But rather than playing it safe, the Dolphins started Tua the following week. And this time, he wasn't so lucky.
With the greatest, and he goes. Slung down his own 48-yard line. And, the training staff comes out.
You think about the back, the ankle, but he gets thrown to the ground.
That's so scary.
This man was completely lost, lying on the ground and flashing gang signs. His career could have ended right then and there, and Tua even contemplated retirement. But fortunately, Tua is back to full form and just inked a massive extension this offseason. Yet for number 2, Jason Pierre-Paul suffered an injury that made him nearly explode. It was July 4th, 2015. And you already know, my man was going all out. But this man was loaded with cash, so he wasn't about to be shown up by his neighbors. This dude spent over $1,000 on fireworks.
Damn, bro.
Sure enough, Paul was lighting the last few fireworks in his U-Haul vans. Every time this man tried to use his lighter to light the fireworks, it kept going out. And Paul was mad determined, so he wasn't about to let these fireworks get the best of him. So moments later, Paul finally got the fireworks to go off. However, there was just one small problem. He stayed too close to the fireworks, and the loud eruption knocked Paul to the grass. And when his family came rushing out to meet him, they were met with a hand that was completely destroyed. The crazy part of it all? It never stopped JPP, and he remained one of the most feared sack artists. Yeah, this dude is a different breed.
Nah, that's crazy. crazy, bro. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but there's I think he's a content creator, something named 4Extra, 4Extra something. But he just blew his hand off, bro, on the 4th of July with fireworks. I saw the picture, boy. I do not recommend y'all look up that picture. Oh man, but boy, his hand is like off, bro. Be careful with them fireworks, gang.
Well, the most dangerous moment by a fan can only be summed up with 2 words: Damar Hamlin. It was week 17 of the 2022 NFL season between the Bills and Bengals, and the stakes were massive. The winner of the game was almost guaranteed a first-round bye, while the other would have to claw their way through the playoffs. But just when the stakes seemed like they couldn't get any higher, the game suddenly became irrelevant. That's because midway through the first quarter, T. Higgins made a hit on Damar Hamlin that would have the whole world praying.
This is where Joe Burrow is so good. And now another Bills player is down.
Tell exactly
I'm glad he's okay, man. For real.
Maybe
bro.
Hamlin.
Medical personnel have been working on Bills safety Damar Hamlin for the last 9 minutes. Hamlin made a hit. He got up, took a couple of steps, and then just fell to the ground.
Here he was, a starting safety for the Buffalo Bills, lying on the ground unconscious and in critical condition. Only fans didn't realize it at the time, but it was even worse than they had ever imagined. Hamlin had suffered commotio cordis, a rare heart condition that is 97% fatal if not treated within 3 minutes. But fortunately, the Bills medical staff was ready. Within moments, they were able to administer CPR and AED to Damar Hamlin, allowing the 25-year-old to live another day. More than a year later, and Hamlin is one of the NFL's biggest success stories. Not only is he still alive, but it went so well that he's since returned to the NFL. Let this be a reminder that out of life's most dangerous moments comes some of life's biggest miracles. And if you're not ready for this video to end, then click on the video on screen. But hurry.
Nah, that's real, man. Shout out to Red Zone, bro. Also, shout out to Damar Hamlin, bro. Man, bro, sports can be a scary thing, bro. Pretty crazy, man. But listen, man, at the end of these videos, I always like to read a Bible verse, bro. I just started doing that recently. So today, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. I love this, bro. Listen, you got to trust in the Lord. Don't lean on what you know. You know what I'm saying? Give it to God, bro. He's going to lead you the right way for sure, bro. It's a good one right here, man. Hey, make sure you always put God first. Remember that you are chosen, so move like it. I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy Eli Mack. Gang, gang.